that is designed specifically for relationships with doctors and patients. Our objective with the solution was to bring healthcare down to the level where it matters, which is in this case with the patient and the doctor. And I'd like to walk you through a little bit of our background. I am being supported today by Mike Shiki, who is the Case Solutions Manager with IBM. Most of our entire solution is built on an IBM stack, and Mike is going to be able to share with you some of the intricacies of the technology. A little bit about Imperium Legacy Technology. We're a born-on-cloud partner with IBM. Our entire emphasis is really wrapped around healthcare as a service. If you think about it, we do every other thing in our lives as a service, with the exception of healthcare. We follow our beautician wherever our beautician goes. We follow our nail person wherever our nail person goes. But if our insurance company tells us to change doctors, we'll change doctors immediately, because we don't see that as a vital relationship. What is our business challenge? What are we trying to solve? Our solution is designed for the direct primary care model. The direct primary care model, for those of you who are not familiar with it, is concierge medicine for lay people. Typically, we understand concierge medicine to be for those who are affluent, and they can have the doctor respond to them anytime, come to see them at any time. That's what direct primary care is for the general population. One of the biggest things you'll note about our solution, it is not built around insurance at all. There are two very key pieces of telemedicine that denotes telemedicine in the insurance company's eyes. That is coding, billing, and what they call meaningful use. And I've yet to really determine what meaningful use really means in the big scheme of things. But if it's important to me as a patient, that's what I consider meaningful use. A little bit more about the DPC model is more of a direct pay model. So as you pay your cell phone bill every month, you would pay that same fee to your doctor. Not just any doctor, but your doctor. That's for any of your well and near well care. What are we seeking with our solution? We're seeking to solve what's called the quadruple aims in healthcare: better outcomes, lower cost, and enhanced patient experience. What you'll note is that patient-generated health data is one of the critical components of real healthcare. The more I can contribute to my own record, the better I make my doctor for me. That's what our solution brings to the table. What do we know that's going to be coming down the pipe for direct primary care? Fee-for-service, which is primarily an insurance model, that's going to kind of go away. It's going to be more of an engagement with the patient and the doctor. I don't want to bore you with all of the reading, but one of the significant pieces here is that we're going to go away from the episodic model of healthcare. And that's what our healthcare is now. Either you get care all along, or you wait until something critical happens and you show up at the hospital or emergency room. We believe that the connectivity with our solution is indeed healthcare as a service. So you're subscribing, not as a patient. You do not pay for the service. The doctors pay for the service to deliver it to you. It's a mobile solution, so you can access your doctor on any of your devices 24/7, either video, text, or secure messaging. This is kind of a high-level screenshot. We'll walk through a brief demo, but this is kind of the look and feel of some of the solution. The look that you see here is really from a doctor's perspective, not from the patient's perspective. As we mentioned, we have the mobility, and you'll see a solution. Now, the telemedicine portable kit is designed for rural care. If you think about it, and I learned this from one of my colleagues, that the majority of the world is rural. Most of us live in metropolitan America, so we don't think of the world in those terms. We designed this hardware with our cloud-based solution on it, that a doctor could be like Marcus Welby in the old days, can drive out into the woods, have full access. The portable kit is both satellite capable and cell capable, and deliver care. And it also comes with all the peripherals that a normal doctor would have. And I'll turn it over to Mike to give a high level.
Thanks, Terry. So, just to give you some context, right? So, I've been working with Terry for over a year, and when he came to me, he was trying to design a solution as he's describing. And a lot of the capabilities that we have in the IBM cloud, especially from the artificial intelligence capabilities, cognitive capabilities, but more importantly, some of the things that we kind of take for granted. There's a notion of a case, but it's not in the same sense that an EMR system would have it. It's not episodic. In other words, a case can equal a patient, and then you can have episodes basically filed away in that case, right? And so what we're doing is we're reinventing what we mean by patient centricity in terms of what we call the unstructured information, or persistence of the unstructured information as an architecture. And by changing that focal point from an episode as the case, and we change it to a patient as the case, we reinvent how we actually interact with the patient and how the physician actually interacts with the data. So that's primarily what we're talking about as a platform across what we call a digital business automation platform. But moreover, we have the ability to include a lot of the cognitive capabilities. Now, thus far, these are the only three that we've added. But in time, we're going to add a lot more. And as you've seen in the show floor, we've got a significant amount of abilities in the IBM cloud that we can combine these different cognitive services to deliver to both patients and the physicians. Joey?
So to give you just a high level of what the solution looks like, what you see here is kind of a doctor view, and we'll walk through more of the Watson features. If you're familiar with EMRs and patient records, I don't need to bore you with that. I want to show you a little bit more about some of the cognitive features. So first is, and this is a kind of an interesting piece, so assume that you're a doctor and the patient happens to be on a camping trip, falls, cuts themselves, and does whatever. They won't care immediately. And with the connectivity of the one-to-oneness, the umbilical cord, they can reach out to their doctor via their mobile device, either secure text or otherwise, and they can have a video consultation. And in this case, let's say that they did have something awry, they can provide me a snapshot of whatever the ailment is, and with a certain degree of certainty, we can come back and it will tell us what that ailment may be. And what we consider that is more of real-time healthcare. So typically, if you're out in the woods and you fall down, you got to wait 2 or 3 weeks just to get back to see your primary care physician if it's not an emergency, right? Right? Go ahead.
That's an X-ray.
I can hear you.
That's an X-ray.
Right. This is just for demonstration purposes. Yes. It could be any picture.
An X-ray out in the woods.
Understood. This is just for demonstration purposes of that it could read anything in your body. So I just provided an image. So it could be a snapshot of a rash, any image. And it comes back and tells it. So I'm on the phone with you, I'm on a video call with you now. We're having this conversation. I'm sharing the screen. You see exactly what I see on your device. No, of course, we don't carry portable X-ray machines out the field. But interesting point. The other significant piece, that's the visual recognition functionality. We also have, in iDirectDoc, we have what we call discovery. And let's say here, diabetes and teens. Hold on 1 second. Diabetes. So in this case, we're looking for any statistics that will help us with our patient who happens to be a teenager, what are the statistics like for those types of kids throughout all of the population of people that age? It really does work, I promise you. How are we looking on time?
So it's, what you're describing here is basically being able to consult with the cognitive services and be able to bring back the statistics that you were mentioning from a diabetes perspective, right?
That's correct.
Right.
And I'll let that work. But what you'll see here, this is a patient view. This is what a patient record look like. The patient can enter data, as I mentioned before, and at any given time, if they want to put in that I feel horrible today, this happened to me today, they can enter that data. And this is the same record. This is a comprehensive record. So all of their caregivers see the same record. Right now we have fragmented records, several different practitioners, and there's not one single view of the patient. What we think we provide in this case is a single view of the patient, and it helps the doctors be better doctors. And obviously you see dictation, which is kind of an obvious piece of it. And you can have multiple speakers or a single speaker. And in this case, we can dictate exactly what's going on with the patient, and this is real time. So if you happen to be in the woods, I no longer have to make the notes, go back and cut and paste it back into the record. This is immediately into the record. Does that make sense? And it seems like we're not able to access that service now, but it actually does work. But this is the discovery service that would come back. Let's try something else here. So in this instance, if I had a high blood pressure patient in front of me, it'd come back and give me all the relevant statistics on what value I can bring to the patient right now. Not check back with me in 2 weeks. This is real-time healthcare. So we believe our solution provides knowledge workers just-in-time knowledge. Why?
So you can tell that we have a lot of opportunities to really significantly change what we're talking about in terms of medicine in the field. As Terry was talking about in terms of remote locations, you don't often have access to these kinds of solutions like cognitive, right? It's basically, you have the basic equipment of pressure cuff and you have your stethoscope, etc. But having a remote telemedicine kit like this, being able to have the cognitive capabilities tied to that, allows the physician to actually be able to help that patient in a rural area much faster. Okay, in a lot of situations, actually catch the problem very early before they get into a point where they need to actually get into a hospital.
Next slide. And this is just a little bit of the feedback we've gotten from some of the practitioners we've already presented the solution to. And I think that the critical piece for our solution is that we're delivering care at the level that it matters between the patient and the doctor. Are there any questions? Okay, that's it. Thank you. Thank you.